What's going on, guys? Well, watch us back again with another video for you guys. It's been a long time since I filmed myself talking about Chelsea, but yeah, there's a lot to talk about really since yesterday's loss against Liverpool 5-3. Obviously a transfer goes in the last 24 hours as well around Chelsea related. So if you enjoy my content, help this channel out by liking this video. I need as many likes as possible to help this channel grow. We're around 30 subscribers away from the big 12k. I'm trying to hit it by my birthday, July 26th, on Sunday when we play Wolves. And yeah, make sure you comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each topic I speak about. So, just want to talk about Frank Lampard quickly. There's a clip that I've just seen really, where he's swearing at Klopp during the game, and I think, you know what, I've never ever seen this side to him. Obviously as a manager, I've never seen this side. Telling Klopp to F off. It wasn't a foul for Kovacic's tackle on Mane for the second goal, and stuff like that makes me happy in terms of the manager really cares and knows when something needs to be called out. And he was saying, like, you've only won one time and you're giving it all large and stuff like that. And even after the game, spoke to Sky Sports and said, he didn't like what the Liverpool team were basically doing back over there. So it's good to see Lampard call that out personally. That was positive. And also, the most negative thing I've seen so far is the death threats for Kepa, our goalkeeper. Now, whoever plays for Chelsea, whoever puts on the badge, we support. Many people do not like Kepa, and I understand why people do not like Kepa right now. He doesn't look bothered, he doesn't care. He's making mistakes. He should be saving a few of these goals, definitely. But death threats, we don't need to stoop to this level. I'm not saying it's all Chelsea. I'm not saying there's a lot of Chelsea guys on Twitter that are saying this, but the small minority that stick out and make us look bad, and we don't need that. We saw it with Willian, we saw it with Alonso, saw it Bakayoko, Morata. The list goes on, yeah. And now we're doing it with Kepa. Now, I've backed Kepa for a very long time, backed Jorginho for a very long time, and it's come to a point where we need to think about the future of this squad. Now, of course, Kai Havertz should be a Chelsea player. Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, most likely Declan Rice, maybe Ben Chilwell, Tagliafico. Chelsea are heading towards a new direction. That means players like Willian, Barkley, Pedro, Michi, maybe Rudiger, Christensen, Kepa, Jorginho need to go. We need to think about the future of this team. Now, Jorginho, I'm a massive fan of him, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how you can't make that foul on Curtis Jones. Alonso ball watching when the cross came and he thought he was going wide. Kepa getting a hand to it, weak wrists. The free kick, he didn't move. The first goal, fair enough, it was a bullet, but I think a tall keeper would have saved that personally. And it's come to a point now where I have to put, personal love for these players to the side and think about this team. Now, we've conceded so many goals. Kepa's conceded about 8% of Chelsea Premier League goals or something like a bizarre stat that I've heard. So we have to be realistic. We need to think about the future of this team. Whether it's Oblak, whether it's Onana, we need someone in this team. I think even Simon Phillips was talking on Twitter saying if we had, or Yannick, apologies from the two, one of them will say, like, if we had Ben Foster in goal, Champions League would have been sorted by now, 36, 37-year-old, something like that. Which is true. We need someone with experience that can help out the back line. Now, the defence don't help the goalkeeper don't help out the defence. During the game, Kepa was just standing there, defence was shouting at him to come and command the ball, and it just wasn't happening. All the players were all over the place, okay? The defence was all over the place. Offensively, we did well. Now, of course, Willian and Mount didn't do too well. They came off. I think they should have come off a lot earlier. Some of them should have played. Some people said, Pulisic had a knock, that's why Lampard didn't want to risk it. Fair enough, if that is the case, I apologise. I was calling it out yesterday. We can make mistakes, but I'm looking at it from the start of the season where Pulisic wasn't even playing, and he come out saying that he wasn't even injured. So little things like that make me worried about this team, because we saw Giroud not play the entire season, and then now he's a star man for Chelsea. So I want to make sure what we hear, what we see is legit. Because when Pulisic came on, he was just on fire. Like, he could have 3 goals personally. Eden Hazard-esque, of course, going past so many players. The assist was fantastic. Pinpoint pass to Tammy Abraham to take him to 15 goals, of course. And without penalties, he's got more goals than most of the strikers and wingers that you guys probably see rival teams, boast about. So, yeah, Tammy Abraham hasn't been fantastic throughout the season. He's been very good at the start of the season. I think he's doing really well now. He's coming back, not to his best, but he's getting that confidence back with more goals. Hopefully he can get back up there. But Pulisic, 10 goals, 10 assists this season, all competitions, which is fantastic. You know, we talk about Hazard-esque, but then I'm looking at, you know, what would Sancho do here if we was to compare? Many people saying that Sancho bullied him out of Dortmund. He actually had an injury at Dortmund at the time where Sancho came alive. And maybe it might be early to say, you know, he might be better than Sancho, but to do it in this league and to show what he's capable of against big teams, the City, the Liverpools, for me, he's a star man. Since the Project Restart, I really feel he has been the best player in the league. Now, many people saying Kevin De Bruyne, you know, even shouts about Henderson, Trent, of course, who was fantastic right back. You know, throughout the season, 100% these guys have been better than Pulisic. Now, of course, Pulisic has been injured, but this guy, he gives me a lot of hype. He gives me a lot of hope. Even Hudson-Odoi coming off the bench was very, very good. But we have to give credit when it's due, okay? Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, from that standards that we saw yesterday, should have been starting yesterday. Because the way they came on, they changed the entire game. Those two subs changed the entire game. Now, I'm very happy that Hudson-Odoi is getting that confidence back in. He did try to track back for the final goal, but for some reason it seemed like he slowed down and put the brakes on. And I feel like if he was to carry on, then Reece James wouldn't be stranded to mark someone. And I think Reece James could have been in the middle, clearing that ball away. But regardless, mistakes from everyone. You know, we hit a crossing, and Jorginho is obviously slow. He's got time to think. I think he's got at least a second to think, which doesn't seem a lot, but you're an experienced player. You are the vice captain of Chelsea. You need to know what to do. And if you can't catch the guy, which you can't, foul the guy. Pull him. Take it for the team. Get the yellow. Get the red. We don't really care, okay? As long as we know you have to do that tactical foul, it's a different story. You know, the defence that we see for the corner, you know, Kovacic ducked, he could have headed it. Giroud could have headed it somewhere else. People flapping, sitting there, watching the ball watching, and then just hitting. Like, every single goal that we saw from Liverpool should have been denied. Like, except for the last one where, you know, it was a beautiful cross, and Firmino, typical, he gets his first goal at Anfield against Chelsea. You know, he was meant to go on the entire season of not scoring against, you know, any club in the Premier League. We've given players like Benteke, Firmino, I'm sure the list goes on, where we're just giving these guys bonus, you know, charity FC basically. So yeah, you know, this video was just to talk about the entire game, give my talking points. It was a bit of a shame to see how we went down. It was a 8-goal thriller, unfortunately not 4-4, but for the neutrals, it was a very, very good game. We just need to get over the line. We just need to get over the line. That's all it is. We need a draw against Wolves on my birthday. You know, fresh trim didn't really help out today, but we need to focus. We need to stay positive. We need to get over the line, and then we need to rebuild the entire squad. And hopefully, you guys agree with me on that one day. I said the players that should be leaving. I need to think about the entire team now. I need to think about the future. Where can they stand this player? And I want to talk about Kante. Why Kante is so important for this team. Kante can play in different positions. He might not be as strong in other positions than his main position, but he can adapt to these positions. And when you compare to Jorginho, Kovacic, I don't think they're as effective as Kante when adapting to different roles in this team, which is why Kante is our best player at Chelsea, which is why we should not be selling him. And I hope he's fit for Wolves, because we really, really need him. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say. Well done Pulisic, on fire. Hudson-Odoi, well done. Tammy Abraham, well done. I think Reece James, okay, look, I was a bit harsh on him. I didn't think he did too well in the first half defensively, but overall I think he had a very, very good game. Maybe I was just a bit too harsh and I was a bit down about the result, but thinking about it properly, Reece James had a very good game. Who else can we talk about in midfield, really? You know, Kovacic, average game. Wasn't, you know, the best. Wasn't the best Kovacic that we've seen all season, but you know, Chelsea will learn from this. Chelsea will become better from this. Frank Lampard will learn from this, and you know, as I said, I saw a lot from Frank Lampard in terms of, you know, talk from the line, not just someone that watches and, you know, stands there and you know, ball watches. We're gonna get some people, okay? We're gonna get the signings in, and we just need to stay positive. So guys, if you enjoy my content, help me out by liking this video and leave as many likes as possible. Subscribe if you're new here, hit the notification, tune in daily 4 PM UK time. I probably won't do a video today because I've got a lot of work to do. So yeah, I shall see you guys soon. And remember, every single Chelsea game I go live straight after the game. So what about Chelsea guys? I'm out. Peace.